There. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am so excited. It's Angela here from Raising Remarkable Teenagers. And today I've got a beautiful and lovely guest, Shaylon. And Shaylon's going to talk to us about passing on and empowering our legacy to thrive. And that's for all of us, especially all of us who are parents of teenagers. That's a message we need to hear. And I'm just gonna, because you and I know we scour around the world looking for some of the best experts to bring us this information. I'm not gonna speak a lot today. I'll just let Shaylon again introduce herself and also give us those strategies, those snippets. How can we imbue, how can we empower our young people, and how can we encourage and pass on that legacy to thrive, that legacy to be successful young people? So take it away, Shaylon. We're looking forward to hearing this.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Shaylon Scott. I am a born and bred Texan here. I have a background in communications and criminal justice. So I've always been in nonprofit or government for years. And I've recently launched a online Black bookstore and literary resource for Black authors and all things Black lit. And so, but I'm also a mother of two teens. And so I feel the best experts to talk about teens are definitely people who have teens, who are going through it, who have gone through it.
Absolutely. That's we love to hear that. On top of the research, on top of everything else we do, my audience, they know we do a lot of research, but some of the most interesting snippets and stories, we get them from us who have the teenagers, us who are going through those and that phase. And what a treat we have today. So yeah, so tell us how we can do this.
Yeah, well, I'd say the biggest thing that I've learned since my kids went into the teen phase is that this is not my teen years. I cannot replicate whatever it is that I experienced in the years when I was a teenager. It's a different world, and I can't expect my children to react the same way that I would when I was a teen. That is the number one. Trying to say, when I was a kid, I did this.
And
This
we
is
are
how it
notorious
was.
for that,
It's
isn't
not
it?
the same.
I think as parents, we are
Yes,
notorious
yes,
for
we
that.
really are.
Yeah.
Especially in schools. I don't know if you have kids going to public school, private school, or especially now, virtual homeschool, this weird phase that we're in with
Yes.
learning. it, it is vital that you establish a way to communicate with your children,
Absolutely.
because right now they have so many emotions and thoughts going through their heads, all while their body's hormones are raging and doing what they do.
Mm.
If we don't have communication now, when we go back post COVID, you don't want them to be in a situation where they can't express themselves, where they can't um, let people know when they need help or
Mm.
when things are going wrong. So we're in a very good time, a very blessed time that we can take the moments to talk more with our children or to find ways that we can improve the way we communicate with our kids.
Oh, brilliant. So that's really important. And that is something we talk about here at Raising Remarkable Teenagers. We talk about communicate, connect, having that communication that actually connects you with your young person. So how would you say, for example, how can we model those tangible tasks, tangible goals? We want them to do that. Learning online. How can we model something that obviously we are so we like you said, they're not living in our times. they are living in their time. So how can we model that?
Well, the first, we need to be more conscious of what we're doing. I know as adults, we tend to go about our day-to-day lives and we think of the task at hand and go to work, do what we need to do, cook the food, make sure the kids get to where they need to go. But all the while, the kids are growing up and they have no idea how it is that you got the job, how to even apply for the job,
Whoa.
how to even do basic things in life. And every parent goes through it. I sit there and I think of all the big changes that we've had in our lifetime, and I realize that my children, they're not taught that in school. So I have to teach them how to read a statement. I have to teach them the things that the children are not learning in school. But I have to remember that they're not already adults. I do have to let them know how to use a microwave, how to use a stove.
Absolutely. So you are saying that we need to be more conscious and not just go through the day without making ourselves be teachers. We need to actually take our role as teachers, as leaders. Otherwise, we'll just carry on, and they are not learning this task. They are not learning this. They're not learning goal setting. They're not learning how, like you said, how to apply for work, how to look for work. They don't teach that in school. They don't even teach them how to manage money.
Absolutely. And I know it's easy to go about your day and not think about it, but sometimes I know something I do myself is if I'm doing a task, I will talk it out loud
Mhm.
just because I know they are around me. I know that I don't have to lecture them on this is how you do this. If I'm doing a task or especially working from home,
Yeah.
if I'm showing them this is how I log on, have you seen this before? Let me show you real quick how to log on and how to share your screen. Even though they may not do it in school, it's a good skill that they need to know. Especially now. So
Especially
just
now, you're right.
inviting them in.
Oh, say so as you talk it out loud, you not only are educate well, you're sort of inviting them to take the journey with you.
Absolutely.
That's a profound way, beautiful, profound way. I know you're very good with art, and I mean, as you can see at the back of you, there's beautiful artwork over there. So, and you talk about how art can influence young people. How would you say we can use art to enhance our young people's development?
This is actually my 14-year-old's art.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Look at
she is.
me giving you.
You can see that.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
This is her. This is her business that she started
Wow.
about a year and a half ago. She
Yeah.
started doing art.
So
Um,
that's
and
not your art, no.
no, not at all.
Wow,
That's all her.
tell us about that.
Yeah, well, she has always struggled in school. My youngest had issues with reading. We found out it was dyslexia. She had a few learning disabilities, and so school and dealing with social interactions was difficult for her. It was really hard to go to school. And so
Yeah.
we found outlets for her to express herself, and one of them was art. So about a year and a half ago, she started doodling and painting, and we connected her with a mentor, and her mentor as well as the family started really pushing and encouraging her, hey, you're really good, you should do it more. And so we bought her all the supplies, we
Wow.
set her up at a community fair so she could sell her artwork, and she sold out in a day.
Whoa, whoa,
So
whoa. Do you know what?
yeah,
I really want to hear that, because one of the complaints I hear from parents, a lot of us actually, is how can I get my kid to do something, to make their own money, so that they're not always putting their hand out
mhm,
for pocket money, for what your kid is doing. You're 14-year old. That's amazing. And one thing I know is that it's something I tell parents all the time. all our young people have talent, all of them,
Yes,
without
they
exception.
really do.
So how can we identify that? And then, like what you did with your, can you take us sort of a step by step? And
Mhm.
because it's there, I can see it, she's doing it. So how can all of us parents here help our young people develop that talent that they have and actually make some money out of it?
Well, I'd say it starts with creating a village. Because even though you see the talent in your kids and you want to push them, they may not always listen to you. I I loved art when I was younger, but I didn't push it on my
Yeah,
kids because it's mom saying you should draw something, you should really do it.
yes.
But when I put them in a mentoring program and the mentors were repeating the same thing that mom is,
Yay.
when the other close family members in the family are repeating the same thing that mom is, it just reinforces the fact, okay, maybe I am good. Maybe I can do this. And then when
Just
an
hang on,
opportunity arises,
just before you go on, just this morning, I sent a message to my followers, my fans, my email list, and all my lovely parents of teens, and I reminded them it does take, because they keep asking me, Angie, why do you tell people to share this information? I'm so persistent. Please, when I send you something next, please share it. So they asked me, why are you so banging on sharing? And I said, and this is what I said in that quote. I said to them that we need to be the village our teens need, not
yeah,
villains. We don't need to be villains. We don't need to fight each other. We need to be the village. So when you hear something, like you said, put them with a mentor. Put them with someone who's going to reinforce the information, because alone you can't do it. You can talk
hmm,
until the cows come home. We know that.
yes,
But unless someone else reinforces the same message, it's just dropping into some black hole. So
hmm,
I'm so glad you said that, because sometimes when I say to some of the parents that it does take a village, they're like, oh, I don't need anyone. I don't need anyone to. No one is telling you what to do. What we do
yeah. And
is,
it's not about you.
yeah, it's not about, it's about sharing that information and actually helping your kid progress. Carry on. Tell us exactly what happened. This
Yeah,
is
well,
such good news.
something that just touching on what you mentioned too is getting a mentor for your kid, no matter your situation, does not negate your role as a parent. It does not negate anything that you are providing to your children as a parent. If you find the right mentors, especially ones that are either connected with the after school program or with the school, or that are have the same values and goals that you do, they are only going to help your kid thrive. Like as much as support as you have, the more the better,
Yeah, take it.
honestly.
Take it, take everything that the universe provides, take everything that's available, take everything. And then, of course, they're going to use what they can, and what they don't need doesn't have to be used. It's okay. But I like
Yep.
what you said, that because there is a fear, and it's a real fear sometimes, that when you ask for support, when you take your teenagers, especially to a mentor, to a coach, to a support worker, it's like you're losing your role. You will never
Hmm.
stop. Interestingly, the beginning of the week, the motivation Monday quote I sent out was, "You are irreplaceable. You
Yes.
no one can ever take your position." But then that doesn't mean you hold your child and constrict them from growing and getting help from other people. As a leader, as a parent leader, your job is to not only provide what you can, but open more channels for your young person to receive as much support as they can. Because truly, it does take a village. It's not just a nice quote that we say. It's not.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
It definitely does.
Yes. So your daughter, how
Uh-huh.
did she go from painting and doing all that to actually selling and even getting sold out? That's that,
Yeah.
that's what every kid. That's what I want for every kid here.
Well, it started with that mentor, and the mentor saw a community event that an after school program was having. It was like the little mini vendor fairs, and you can host your work. So she said, you know what? I am going to pay for you to have a booth. All you need to do is provide the supplies, provide what you're going to sell, and you set it up.
Yes.
So myself and my daughter, we got together and we wrote out what we wanted to sell, the prices that we wanted, how long it was going to take, how much she was going to spend. We looked at the cost of the goods, how much things would be, how much profit she would receive, and we made a deal. I said, "This is you know, um, your first venue. So I won't take any of your profit. You won't have to repay back for
Yes.
the goods that I am paying out of pocket for the
Yes.
first time.
Yes.
But after that, you have to generate enough income to where you can pay for your supplies as well as have some profit."
Uh-huh.
And so it constantly came into her mind when she was talking with people, especially selling there, about how much things cost. And when they wanted something custom, she would always respond, "Well, I need to get back to you on how much that would be because it
Right,
depends on
right
how long
back.
it is and what type of medium I use." So having her advocate for herself, teaching her how to speak to people about her product
Absolutely.
was
That in that, just doing that, I feel and I can hear a development in communication skills, in interpersonal skills. I can feel a confidence almost growing inside of her,
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
and a self-esteem, saying to them, hold up, I'll get back to you. You know, you know,
yeah.
you know, that takes courage, even for grown-ups.
Hmm.
We don't know how to tell people to hold on and wait. And for a 14-year-old, 13-year-old, I guess, because you said she started last year, for her to develop that, it's amazing. And when you say that she had some learning difficulties, this is telling me that any of our children, any of our young teenagers, regardless of your background, you can do this. We can help them develop the skills that they have. And this brings me to our sort of next question or discussion. I'm so glad you discussed that, and this is very encouraging and empowering. So how can we encourage? You talk a lot about encouraging instead of lecturing, right?
Hmm.
So can you just say something to our parents here? Because I mean, for example, what you did with your daughter, I don't think should have made the milestone if it was about lecturing. I don't think so. But you tell
No.
us, because obviously you're the expert here. I want to hear this.
Well, instead of lecturing, I look at it as more support.
Uh-huh.
I can teach you and show you how to do things, but you're still 14, you're still 13, you're still whatever the age is.
Yes.
And even though you may have the skills to do it on your own,
Mhm,
I may need to be right beside you. I may need to be in the wings.
mhm.
I may need to be there via phone or Skype or however to help you when you do feel as if you need that extra push. Um, and then sometimes too, it's just making sure that I am educated on what it is that you need. I don't ever try to be more than what I am. If I don't know something, we learn together.
Oh,
I'm not going to ever pretend to be the know-all parent and say, yes, this is how you do it. No, let's learn together on
yeah.
how to do this to make it work. And
Wow.
just being honest, just be
Yes.
honest with the kids.
Wow, that is so powerful. That is so powerful because a fear, and I see it all the time, is the fear that I don't know how to support my child's talent because I'm not talented in that. What I'm hearing you say is that you don't have to know everything.
No.
But what you can say is, let's discover this together. There must be a way. Because there's something I tell parents all the time, and I have to remind myself, is that the universe, God, never gives you a dream that there's no provision for. Right. And guys, you know, this is not a religious, it's not a religious session, but we also know that there is life, the one that puts the dreams in ourselves, the ones that gives the those talents to our young people. That is not put there for fun. It's not for fun. It's because it can be provided. The one that puts those projects in your young person's life, the talent, is able to provide the process and is able to provide for the project. So you don't have to know everything. You don't have to know. And Shaylon has just encouraged us this minute that, I mean, just listening to you, I'm thinking, whoa, how many parents come to me and say, oh, I don't know how this one, he loves this thing so much. I don't know how to help him. Again, there are people out there who know how to do that. Put them in touch with them. And actually, all they need is a mentor, because you can't teach anyone talent. You can't really teach anyone talent, because that's their gift. You can't. But what you can do is it's for example, you can't teach a corn tree to be corn. It's corn. But what you can do to bring forth fruit, to make it grow and rise and bear fruit, is to provide an environment that is conducive. Provide an environment, water it, get rid of the weeds and distractions. That's what we can do. And what I'm hearing from you is what you've actually done with your kid. This is so encouraging, and I hope all you guys are going to grab onto that, if nothing else, because lots of you ask me, how can this kid make money? Why, and we force them to go, and sometimes we force them to go and do things that they don't want to do. And that there comes a clash when there's something they don't want to do. But if we identify that which they are good at, and then say to them, how can we monetize this? How can I help you to grow this? It doesn't matter. It doesn't. We've had kids who make lemonade out of lemons. We've had, we know kids who are doing silly things on YouTube, and none of them, some of them I know them, I know them, and I know it's because the parents stepped out and supported them. It doesn't matter how silly the thing looks, or how weird whatever it is looks. Just supporting, provide the environment that is conducive for development. So I am I'm just thinking in terms of, you talked about not lecturing, but then you also talked about educating them along the way, and almost like trying to empower them to draw or to bring forth that that talent that they have. And you also said, again, this is something I'm repeating again because I am so encouraged myself, because I personally haven't got a young person with learning challenges, but I know many parents that I work with have parents with learning challenges, and sometimes they'll say to me, "What do you know? What do you know that?" And the only thing I can go with is, yeah, there's researches, but obviously as a psychologist, I'll talk about the research, I'll talk about the treatments, but having someone like you come and tell us your real life story, how encouraging, how empowering is this? I am so excited, and
oh, thank you.
I'm so, and I know, I tell you what, I know that your story, your kid's story, need to be told to many, many parents, because many parents almost feel helpless, and they feel helpless when they think, when your kid has been diagnosed with something, they feel, oh, that's the end of me, you know.
Mhm.
But what I say, as long as the kid has breath, there is a reason.
Yes.
They have something to give. And it's up
Yes.
to us to identify what that is.
Hmm.
Because out there, like you said, in school, they would never, they would never have taught your daughter what you've taught her. They would never have put her in touch with those mentors, right?
Hmm.
So you stepped up and took your leadership position. And that's what I'm encouraging these our parents here. And as always, I never leave myself out. I have to encourage myself with other people, just like you. So I'm so excited about the snippets. Is there any other thing you want to tell us today?
Yeah, well, just one thing that kind of hit my mind when you were talking was kind of looking at our role. If you've ever been in college and you had to be an intern or you had to do job shadow days, that is what we're doing. We are training our little mini me's. We're training our future, CEOs or artists or all of that. And if they don't see the examples or walk alongside you as you are showing what needs to be done,
Hmm.
they're going to try and figure it out on their own, and you don't want them to find the wrong resources. And so it might as well be us that's teaching our kids. It might as well be us that's showing them which way to go.
Wow, that is strong. Yeah, that is strong stuff. So always over here at Raising Remarkable Teenagers, when we have our lovely experts, we like to grab everything that they have. And I know we've grabbed quite some from you. What I'd like you to tell our parents is, this week, what can each one of us do? Just maybe three strategies, three snippets, or just three things that they can do to improve to improve their relationship with the young people, or to even help the young people develop that talent that they have, just to boost our young people at this time. This week, three things, please.
Three things.
Yes.
Well, one I will always come in my mind first is find a volunteer project that you can do together with your kids.
Mhm.
Um, there are volunteer roles on everything from diaper bundling to planting trees to feeding the homeless. Find one that you both agree and you want to do together.
Wow.
It's bonding, you talk, you learn together, whether you want to or not. So that's one. Definitely volunteer together. The second one is take some one-on-one time. If you have multiple kids like me, they need their moment with you. They need alone time with you, doing what they like to do, not
Yes.
what you like to do. they
Fair thing.
they like, yes, their thing. Even if it's something you don't like, their thing, do
Yes.
it with them. And the third thing I would say is write down who is in your village or who you want to be in your village. If it's family, if it's friends, or maybe you want to find a mentor, write that down so you don't feel as if you are by yourself. Everyone can have a village, everyone can grow. It's up to you to choose who's in your village or not.
Wow. Brilliant. So what I'm hearing from you, these are amazing. And you know what, guys? I have learned even I need to do that. That's something that's quite profound. So let's find a volunteer project that we can do together. It's a way of spending time. And then the other thing you said was it find a mentor? Find
Yes,
a
find the
village.
people you want in your village.
Yes. So find a village. Who are my go-to people? Who are people? And I think from what you said earlier, it's people who have similar values, or
Mm-hmm.
people who are going to help your kid rise up,
Yes.
they're going to help your kid step up, step up, and also help their self-esteem. And then the other thing you said was, I've forgotten it now. I need to write it down quickly. Because
Finding
obviously that
love.
volunteer thing, I'm going to do it myself because I don't do it. I've never even thought about it. And then
It's a lot of
there's
fun.
I know the one that you said is find time with each of your young person to spend time with them. So that one I do it a lot. In fact, I encourage
Oh,
people
good.
to do it because it's in those moments when they're doing what they love that they come to life. And when they come to life,
Yes.
they share their dreams. They share even their fears.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's when you get to
Mm-hmm.
know how well mentally is my young person. Because well being is
Absolutely.
very, very important. It's not just about going to school and doing well and getting the grades. Our young people's mental well being is very important. And sometimes we never get a hint of it unless we are so much close to them and we are listening in. And when can we do that? Is when we spend those moments that those things when they're doing things that they like, and that's when those little things come out. They'll say to you, oh, I struggle here, or because they are at ease, they're in their element,
Mm-hmm.
so those things come out. So guys, there is those three things. Let's find a volunteer project that we can do together. That one, I will be doing that, and I know you guys will be asking me what I'm doing, and I will definitely be reporting to you as my accountability partners because I preach. I don't believe in telling people to do what I don't practice. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And then
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I do a lot is spend time with daughter. Just trying to listen in. That one I do a lot. And then also I am very fortunate. I have a village, and including some of you guys, because you know me. I ask you questions, and I do ask for some solutions from you actually. As much as I have my position as the expert, I know that I don't know everything. So those three snippets. So what I would ask you to do for us today also is tell us how we can find you, because you've got some amazing information, and I believe some of our viewers here, some of our listeners will be wanting to grab a hold of you and just learn more.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the best way to reach me, I am always on social media. So I'm on Instagram at book.mecca. I'm on Facebook at Book Mecca of Texas. Have a webpage at bookmecca.org. So at any point in time that you want to reach out to me, whether it is finding a book for your kids that kind of opens up the doors, whether it is speaking engagements, whether it's just finding out where I am and what I'm doing, just feel free to reach out. I'm open.
Oh, brilliant. So there you go, bookmecca.com. And then we will be able to find you on Bookmaker as well on Instagram and on Facebook, yeah? And
Yes, yes, it is.
that down the bottom of this video and this podcast, we are going to put that link there so you can grab a hold of Shaylon and just ask away. We like to encourage our parents here to ask, seek. It's okay.
Yeah.
We try to normalize asking for help, asking for support, because like you and I said, and I think by now most of our listeners know, we can't do this by ourselves. We can't. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I am so grateful and so
Well,
thankful for your
thank you.
time today. And I know we're gonna be having you again because I think we've only scraped the surface of the information that you've got. You've only actually just told us about the one kid, and you said you've
Yeah.
got several.
I
So,
got two babies, got two teens.
oh, you've got two. So, yeah, so you've got
Yeah.
two. So, we want to hear more of those parenting tips and more of what you've done with your other one and also with others, because I also believe as you're empowering, you look like the person who empowers other young people in the community as
I
well.
try.
Yeah. So
I
we
definitely try.
Yes, we want to hear that. We want to hear that. So we will be hopefully in the near future, we will be having you back here at Raising Remarkable Teenagers, where our job or what really we aim to do is to help parents raise highly effective teenagers. Yeah, we want parents to have those enriched relationships with their young people, and we want parents to have a peaceful home. It doesn't have to be battle and fighting. It doesn't have to be like that. And we also want you to raise those really highly effective teenagers. And we are so glad that you're listening today. And my guest today, Shaylon, you've given us some amazing tips. And I know most of the parents will be practicing this because we talk a lot about practicing. It's all good hearing
Great.
news, but it's in practicing that we change.
Yes.
It's in practicing that we advance. And that is what we all do. All of us. All of us. So I am so grateful. And now, from all of us here at Raising Remarkable Teenagers, we're going to say bye for now, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye now.
Bye.
Bye.